Hello, welcome everybody to another modern stream. And from the twisted mind that brought you Titantron, we have another completely wacky brew that is doing some actually very cool stuff. It's a perfectly healthy mind. That is debatable. All right, what do we got here? Sure is something. Disciple of the Bolt. All right. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may have target opponent lose one life. Some people think that this card it was banned in Modern. Like I thought that this card was banned in Modern, and that's why Affinity wasn't legal back in the day when I just started playing. But no, perfectly legal. You can play your Disciple of the Bolts, and today we are because we're jamming Chromatic Spheres, Chromatic Stars, Measure's Bubble, bunch of artifacts that go to the graveyard. Synergy. Arcbound Ravager, pretty good at sacrificing artifacts. Gets counters, beats down. Ethereum Sculptor. Artifact spells you cast one less to cast. So it helps us speed up our artifacts. Blood Aspirant, 1 in a red for a 1/1. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, you put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. And then you pay 1 in a red and you sacrifice a creature or enchantment. And then this deals 1 damage to target creature, and that creature can't block this turn. More ways to sacrifice our creatures in order to deal with opponent's stuff, and we get to grow this thing whenever we sacrifice something. So we get some growing dude synergy going on. We get Embry in order to replay artifacts. Again, Sculptor makes our Chromatic Spheres free. Moriok Rigor. I actually had to read this one because I have no idea this card existed. 2 on a black for a 2/2. Whenever an artifact is put to graveyard from the battlefield, you may put a +1/+1 counter on this. So another dude that grows whenever you play artifacts. And this is a super interesting one. PS Revolution, 2 on a red enchantment. Whenever a non-token artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you return that card to your hand unless target opponent has them deal 3 damage. So you basically get free bolts every time anything goes to the graveyard. Then you can get it back with Embry. You can Blood Aspirant to sacrifice more stuff. You can Ravager to sacrifice more stuff. And then Salvage Titan, sort of as a one-off because we can mill it off Embry. And we can also cast it by sacrificing... you can get it back to hand by sacrificing some artifacts, triggering our sacrifice synergies. And also we can cast it. So make it a 6/4. The mana, of course, Grixis Colors. We have some Glimmer Voids, Reflecting Pool, Spire of Industry, and some fetch lands and some shock lands. This is gonna be something. This is gonna be something. I forgot to point out that we have a bolt and a push, but yeah, just removal. Sideboard, extra bolt, Nihil Spellbound, more artifacts that we get some synergies with. We can also sacrifice. And we get to draw a card. This works the same way as Chromatic Star. So even if we sack it to Ravager, we can still get some value from Nihil Spellbound. Feed the Swarm, anti-enchantments, of course. All of the Rest in Peace would be a problematic card for us to beat. So we can just feed the Swarm to answer Rest in Peace or Leyline. Grinding Station, alternate win condition. Spellskite to target opposing, effects and removal and whatnot. Torpor Orb against things that ETB, Heliod, that is... also we can use Grinding Station to beat Heliod to infinite life. That's very cool. I hadn't thought about it until specifically right now. That's awesome. Dispute against combo and against control, I guess. So we can force our synergies through. And Anger against creature decks and graveyard decks of sorts. If you enjoyed the content, of course, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And I will see you there for run number 1. Welcome to Brews Day Tuesday. Welcome to run number 1. On the draw. Yeah, let's ship it. I'm really tempted to keep the no-lander there, but... the perfect mana. How does this work? it doesn't work until I have an artifact, right? I think I'm gonna keep this in because I don't think that I can keep going any lower, but don't say red, damn it. Good old turn 1 reflecting pool, go. Blood Moon? That's a lot worse for us than Blood Moon. But I feel really smart now because I played because I played Reflecting Pool instead of the Spire. Yo, it's gonna be pretty rough to beat that Chandra, huh? What to do here? I think I want to go with Island. Oh, hey, Magus. I haven't bought it yet. But I think I'm going to buy the one that's like this big. So I can have it chilling right here. Honestly, I just forgot. Like, I have it, I literally have it open right here, as you can see. It's right here. This is the one I'm going to buy. But I just didn't go through through the process of actually hitting the buttons so I can buy it. It's coming though, I swear. Blood Moon, okay. Sack it so they don't get the stomp. So they don't get the 4-3, I mean. I'm gonna go with Emery here because it basically forces them to minus. Never mind. Damn it. Well, we're dead to the emblem. Opponent really doesn't like fun, do they, huh? We can't beat the Chandra emblem, so move on to the next one. Seems good. Sure. Okay. I wonder if my opponent's playing Karn or not. It's kind of annoying, honestly. Land. Land. Well, probably gonna lose here, I guess. That sucks, man. No! Brutal! I think I have to bolt that. Damn it. Oh man, if we had found this land last turn, we would have been able to play Spellskite instead. Ugh. Oh. All right. I guess we're. I can find exactly Lightning Bolt. I guess. If I find exactly Bolt off the top. Yeah. Okay. Wow, brutal. Yeah, the current deck is probably gonna always be tough for us to beat. See you over the next round. Welcome to round number 2. What do we got here? This hand is sick. Yes. Sick hand is sick. Let's go, baby. Is there a link to deck list for that bombardment? No, there isn't. But like, it's like I just put together the cards, but I don't think that this is what it's gonna look like. This is like my very first rough draft. Like I knew that I wanted to have some number of goblin bombardments. I knew that I wanted Gast, Carrion Feeders, and I think Undead Ogre is gonna be really important. And then I needed to have some way to get back their stuff. So I'm going with Rally the Ancestors. There's the other one. The one that has for 2 mana. The one that has Convoke that I don't remember the name. That one's another possibility, but should I watch the VOD to see what you think about the spoilers? I mean, it's gonna go up tomorrow, so I can probably just upload it maybe later today. I'm gonna see how I feel. But I'm already behind. Like I need to still edit all the VODs from yesterday. Trigger. Look at that, chat. We got our value from the disciple. Okay. It's interesting. What would you play if you knew you were facing Prowess 4 out of 4 rounds? I have FNM tomorrow. I would not play. I would just stay home. I would just stay home, Diodice, if I'm being honest. Opponent try to figure out what the fuck I'm doing over here. The answer is I have no idea, opponent. So it feels like we probably need to resolve PS Revolution in order to have a shot here. Seems hard to do. That's rough. I mean, that's what we're doing. Please don't Snapcaster me, bro. Team opponent just has a Snapcaster here. Yep. One is down to 3 cards. Spell Snare. Scriptic. What do you got for me, opponent? Okay, so we need some card advantage over here. The fact that we drew our 4 of our worst cards in the matchup doesn't help. With my opponent at 17, is there any way that we can race? I guess we at least do get some form of information. Hey, wonderful. Thank you for the follow. I hate it through the breach deck. It's okay. I think it's good. I'm also assuming that it's a through the breach deck, but I'm not sure, so that's why I'm just not scooping. No, I don't think the Resolved Emry is gonna do anything for me. I think it's just gonna die. But I want to see if my opponent's playing breach. Combo! Combo! Combo, chat. Oh, man. Well, if they have Kiki Exarch, I have multiple ways of stopping that from happening, so... I'm assuming this probably confirms the fact that they're playing breach. Main deck Anger. Interesting. My dead opponent. Okay. So they are playing breach. So I want disputes. Get this out of here. And we want Spellskite. So I guess 2 lightning bolts. Yep. Seems good to me. Night Hills for Snapcaster. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better than Lightning Bolt, right? And like the spell at least has synergies with the rest of my deck. They could have Madcap. I have no answers to Madcap. Feed the Swarm, I guess. Like, I'm not gonna bring in his Feed the Swarm. If my opponent has Madcap, they got me, I guess. I don't know how I feel about this guy. This guy seems a little bit lackluster. Boom, let's go. When it moves to 6, there is a chance, chat. There is a chance. Gonna go for the Blood Crypt here, I guess. Whew. Gonna get to resolve our Spell's Kite. Finally, white getting some card draw. Esper Sentinel, whenever our opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player press X, where X is. You have to be kidding me, really? God damn it. God damn it. Unless we had to kind of go off a little bit here. Please don't have anger. Please don't have anger. Pretty please. Please don't have anger. No! God damn it. Now what, opponent? Now what? At least we can beat another anger. We go all in and we like lose the Glimmer Void, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Sacrifice an artifact. I don't think I can cycle this chromatic sphere. I need more time. And I guess if they have Bolt, I can sack the sphere to the Ravager. We probably cannot beat the Cryptic Command at this point, huh? Play this guy first. This means that if the Ravager dies, so I can put the counters on the Ethereum Sculptor. Cryptic counter draw. Gross, man. Gross. So gross. In case you were wondering why Affinity doesn't see play, yikes. Why don't we play Lurrus? Because Emry doesn't combo with Lurrus. It's possible that Lurrus could be better than Emry though. For sure. Got him! Ping you for one, opponent. Also, Glimmer Boy does not seem like a good card in our deck. Which I was afraid of this at the beginning, when I was figuring out the deck list. Alright. See you for the next round. Alright, welcome to our number 3. Sure, let's keep this. We got Pia's Revolution this time around. Let's get a basic island. Play Sphere, say go. They originally have another card. I think it has Treasure in its name that sacrifices an artifact to get one from the grave. It's a little more combo based with higher artifacts, but it felt meh. Bubble would be great. Bubble's probably my best draw. Like, we have to push this thing, right? Can't really mess around with that. Pretty nice against Remand. Playing this to represent that we have another push. We obviously don't, but... What is this? End step, Sildon Division. Okay. Repeal. If we find the Disciple... If we find the Disciple, we may be cooking here. You gotta love the Morio Krieger in the face of the onboard repeal, too. Look at that synergy. Look at the 6-6 synergy. Always yes. Okay, so they're drawing the gifts. At least they're not drawing a land. They missed the land drop already, so. Okay. Are we kind of doing it? Are we kind of doing it here? Repeal. Sack itself. I want my opponent to draw. Are we about to get our first win, chat? I don't want to call it too early. I really don't want to call it too early, but... I think I'm not going to play this dude. Save targets. They have to take 3 for this one. They don't? Okay. They don't, okay. Do they have a way to stop this guy? Because that's lethal from where I'm standing. Let's go! Synergy, baby! The little bubble that could. Speaking of bubble, you can check out Mishra's bubble. Mishra's bubble? That's awesome. All right. Let's go, Chad. Let's go. Okay, so dispute's good. So these are effectively the same card, right? So the Blood Aspirant is just better than the Moriok Rigger. I'd rather have Bolt than Push. That was pretty cool. The whole PS Revolution thing. It was neat. I wonder if we should have maybe some Thoughtsy section, by the way. Wondering if we should have some Thoughtsie's in the sideboard. Turn 1, Disciple of the Vault, aka the Nuts. Welcome to 2003, when this was like a legit really good opener. Here's a bubble. Here's a delta. Here is a ping for 1. I think I'm just gonna pass, holding up dispute plus push. Bubble myself. Always yes, always yield. It's a blood aspirant. I don't think we want that. Braid my dude? Sure. Ravager ain't bad. I think actually I'm gonna fetch first. Go get an island. Play Ethereum Sculptor. Play Chromatic Sphere. Say go. Aria Flame. Strong. That is quite strong. Straw of the Spell Bomb. Ugh. Do we just... No, there's no way I can pass here, right? There's no way I can pass. Well, can't dispute any of those. Please, please play a... Please play a gift so I can dispute that. That's a lot of metamorphoses. So any 2 spells and I die. Try this again. Sure. So we can go, I guess we can be proactive. So we can go turn 1 sphere, turn 2 Emery. One drop artifact would be a nice draw. Mishra's Bubble would be a nice draw. Whatever I played there was going to get bolted, so I wanted to throw the Sculptor under the bus because Emery seems more relevant. My Brave. Shit. We're gonna play Arya again and I can't beat it. Damn it. Synergies are not working out right now. Edu Basabe, this is Donation Deck Thursdays. People donate for me to play their brews, and I play them on stream. I would say the opponent's synergies are working. Yeah, their synergies are working fine. Their synergies are working fine. Ours maybe not so much. Land, please. Shot, red source. Yeah, I'm not upset about DC in a grape shot, honestly. Seems pretty good for us, honestly. That is unbeatable. So that sucks. I'm definitely disputing that because can't recast this, so that remand is effectively time walk. Putting down to 2 cards. 2 cards and no morale. 2 cards and no morale. Can we dodge for a couple of turns? Because we're gonna need a couple. It's not gonna be just the one. Yeah, that's not dodging. That's some mana. That is some mana. Two more spells and we lose. Can we do anything? I feel like this card we just cannot beat. Like I could have brought in, I guess I could have brought in like freaking Feed the Swarm to play around Arya. Seems unlikely that that would have That would have been enough. Oh, they figure out. All right, 0-3. See you for the next one. Welcome to round number 4. It's my fine hand to keep. Mayhem Devil. Yeah. Yeah. This guy seems solid in this deck. My opponent just went turn 1 Delver of Secrets. My opponent says it's baned. I don't know what that means. Remember when at the beginning of the stream I said that a lot of people thought that Disciple was banned? It's not. It is not. Yeah. I also love, like, what would they expect me to do? Like, yes, it's banned. Like, I'm just playing a banned card in an MTGO league because I figure out a way to crack the system, and like, how can it be banned if I'm literally playing it, right? There's a Geist on top of my opponent's deck? Wow. Maybe I should have held on to that, actually, now that I think about it, because... maybe I should have... This opponent is an absolute asshole every single time I play against them. And they always play the worst decks, which is even funnier. Like, they are always playing terrible decks. Like, they're playing a Delver deck with Celestial Colonnade. They're playing a fucking Delver deck with Celestial Colonnade, and they're like... It's pretty funny. I figure out a way to play banned cards, and then I choose to play Disciple as the banned card to play exactly. Clearly. Cryptic Command. Another Delver. I'm gonna have to pull this thing. So they reveal path, they have a cryptic in hand. Like, we're dead, obviously, but... Bring these cards. I think I do want PS Revolution. The rigor seems a little bit rough. And let's do a 2-2 split there. I didn't play another Dono deck yet. We are going to, though. We're gonna be playing The Sound of Silence. Please kill my dude. Yes. I think I'm going for Ravager here. It's pretty sick how I can sack itself. PS Revolution. So they just take 3 here. Wait. What happened? What happened there? They didn't take 3 and this didn't come back. Well, I guess we get to file for comp. I guess we get to file for comp. Because that's definitely not how it should work. Like, my opponent took no damage. Like, I'm not crazy here, right? Like, I'm not missing anything. I guess I hacked MTGO just so I could play Fatal Push. I really wanted to play, just so I could play this Disciple of the Vault, sorry. I really wanted to play Disciple of the Vault because this is the best banned card on Hell of Modern. They don't get... No, they don't gain the life from Helix. And it's not like their damage, like their life total didn't change. Right? Am I missing something? Can somebody check the... Can somebody check it? Am I crazy? Google says it's been a bug since last year. Well, gonna be filing for comp, I guess. Guess we're gonna be filing for comp. We're gonna lose to the Colonnade, but unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, that was, it can't be clearer than that, right? It cannot be clearer than that. They're just taking no damage and I'm not getting my cards. Like, this card is doing literally nothing right now. Anyway, at least we get to file for comp, so it's not the worst. So thank you, Demian Desposito, for figuring out this bug so I can file for comp. See you for the next round. All right, last round from, I guess, this free league, because apparently this card just doesn't work. Just another feature of MTGO. Yes, exactly. In before Force of Negation on my Chromatic Star, and I am just pure sadness. All right, playing against Prowess Gamer. Land would be great, actually. We get to Sculptor into double Sphere. If I find exactly a land on top, it's better to crack Bubble now. But if I don't find exactly a land on top, then I can't push this. I think pushing is too important. I wonder if we're playing against mono red. We are playing against mono red with crush throughs. Pog. Yeah, I think I'm waiting. Play that. I guess I'm gonna sack one of them. I really need to find a land here. Land. Sweet. Because I didn't want to get owned by Lava Dart there. Light up the stage. So I get it. These cards don't do anything, right? If I find a land, I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna play this out. I didn't draw land. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. Cycle that, play that. I guess we can cycle again for free, which is nice. Cycle. Play Emery. I'm just gonna attack with the Sculptor. And if my opponent attempts to kill the Emery, I'm just gonna sack it. Which feeds the Blood Aspirant. Makes it a 4/4. Play a land for hand instead of the one that they exiled. Probably not going to matter if they're gonna Reveler. Now to light up the stage. Perfect sequencing from OP. Let's see if this works. Here we go. Let's hope that this works. Opponent's at 19. Opponent is at 19. Nope. They remain at 19. We do not get our card back. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Frustrating. Very frustrating. I also love how Moto is like, they are asking my opponent, would you like to cheat? And my opponent's like, yes, I would like to cheat. Thank you very much. All right, here you go. would you like to cheat, opponent? Would you like to cheat? Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Let's do that. Would you like to cheat, opponent? Would you like to cheat again? Yes, you would like to. Sounds good, sounds good. Sounds good. I think it's actually likely we could have won this game, honestly. I think that if this wasn't bugged, I think it would have been reasonable for us to win this game, because we could have, if my opponent hadn't like done this thing where they are blatantly cheating, then they would be at 9 right now. We could be forcing some chump blocks right now. But obviously, as is, we cannot attack through their stuff, and their stuff is going to be so much more better than ours. So I'm just going to concede. I'm just going to, unfortunately, drop this league. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate that we have to end it this game. But anyway. All right, so just going to concede the match. Can I concede the match? Why can't I concede the match? There we go. I think that Mayhem Devil would do a lot to help this. I think it's better than this card. So if I wanted to help this deck, I think Emery is almost necessary. So I would like a 4th copy of that. I'm assuming that you would play this in paper, not in MTGO. So I mean, I'm assuming that PS Revolution is just fine. If you're playing in MTGO, obviously you don't play this because it's bugged. But I'm not sold on the Salvage Titan and the Arbound Ravager. Like the Ravager synergies are just not there. Like I understand it as a sacrifice outlet. I understand Ravager as a sack outlet, but if you don't have anywhere to put the tokens in, the sack outlet is a little bit lackluster. So I think I'd rather potentially play more Mayhem Devils, and then we can play stuff like Pirate Spellbomb instead of like Bolts and Pushes. So throw a couple of spell bombs in there. This work with your sacrifice synergies. Maybe you can play a couple of Ravagers, but not all 4 of them. And maybe you can go up to 4 Devils. Jury Master of the Review. That could be cool. You sack a permanent, put some on this, and when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Yeah, okay. I mean, I wouldn't play 4 copies probably, but you can play 2 of these. Having a sack outlet is good though. I would probably go all the way up to 4 Mayhem Devils. This we were just never in a position to ever make work, so I'm assuming that that's just bad. Yeah, Grindy Station seems just better, honestly. Yeah, this seems better. I think I would try this next. Obviously, assuming that this works, right? But it doesn't, so probably won't be playing this deck again unless this gets fixed. Blasty Station plus Thopter plus Foundry. Actually, Thopter Foundry is not crazy. It's a Sac engine? It's a Sac outlet? This is not crazy at all. Ethereum Astrolabe. Not even a remote idea of Ethereum Astrolabe, what that means. I guess I'm just gonna search for Astrolabe. This thing. This is probably a little bit too slow. And it's black colored mana, so I did not like the Glimmer Voids. I did not really like the Glimmer Void, so I'd probably just play a couple more fetches there. You can have like one Glimmer Void, but I think that 4 is just too many. Yeah. This sounds interesting to me. This sounds interesting, and I think that Mayhem Devil is gonna be doing a lot to help this deck. And with Mayhem Devil, like fetches. Ooh, fetches become so much better with Devil, actually. Yeah, okay. So now I'm a little bit more excited about playing some Scalding Tarns and stuff. So probably that mana base. Also, the fetches have synergy with Mister's Bubble. It has synergy with Blood Aspirant. Synergies with Jury. Okay, okay. Costly Plunder. Wow, I actually have this card. Sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2. Nah, I don't think that we want this. Same thing with Ichor Wellspring, I just don't think that they really work. Yeah, this looks a lot better to me. I don't know how the Thopter Foundry would work, but it's definitely interesting to think about. Probably either, I don't know if both of these, but like at least either or the other one. And I guess if you play Thopter Foundry, it's just kind of too free to play the sword. Maybe you can play just the one sword. I don't know. Either Spellbomb. No, I'm going with Pirate Spellbomb because like now we're just adding on to a bunch of ping damage. So because we're adding to a bunch of ping damage, because of this and this and this and the Spellbomb, so like the Spellbomb is a little bit more cohesive with the rest of the deck. Like I would. That's why I chose to play Spellbomb instead of something like Nihil, right? Even though Nihil technically synergizes better because you can sack it to something else and you can still draw. What one card would I take out? It's probably one of these. Like whichever one you don't want to play. Probably the Thopter Foundry. It's possible this could be more Pirate Spellbombs. Like if I obviously have not tested it, but like if Spellbomb proves to be good, you can switch the bolts for Spellbombs. Spellbomb kills Auriok Champion and Core Firewalker, which is also kind of interesting. So, but yeah, this is where I would go next. I feel like Mayhem Devil is going to improve the deck's consistency by a lot. and the power level as well, of course. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, and yeah, if you want to have some file for comps, you can always register this deck and file for comp and get your free leagues. See you for the next video.